It's Monday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Miriam Longe, and with me, as usual, are my co-hosts, Hajiani Akashat Zibiri. How are you? Happy 1st of December, or the new month, as we say.
My banter. I'll get to it. So maybe when you go around.
What happened? Is it a special banter?
I have an event today at the Oriental Hotel. The World Women, but I need to get all the details.
Okay,
we'll
come
back to papers.
you. Okay. How about you, Topsy? Because you were not feeling well the last time we saw you.
Yeah, and I went to, after the show on Friday, I went straight to the lab to do tests. And when I got to the lab I usually would have used, for whatever reason, it was not open. So I now had to use, I was now using Google to search for another lab. Maybe I should have gone to the hospital.
Beside you.
And I'll search for lab around me. Then now it took me Ikosi Road, K2. I'm like, this is market. When I got to the lab, I said, where is the lab here? There's no sign, but they say the lab is at the back. I went to the back of the house. I entered into the lab, took my blood sample into the house. Took my blood sample. It was very, as an elderly man, very pain-free process. I felt, oh, this is a guru. Then they brought my result. They said my blood level is 26. I said, I know, that's why I'm feeling dizzy. They say, you don't have malaria. I said, but I've been feeling very feverish and I'm running temperature. You don't have malaria, you don't have infection, but your blood is very, very low. And madam, why is your blood so low? I said, because I'm dieting. When I come out, I said, I mean, go to the hospital right now. I got to the hospital, the doctor said, I don't understand this result. Let us run the test again. Now, so malaria plus. Infection day. Blood level was there. So I was like, how could I have gotten wrong? It was a totally wrong result.
It was to go to the backyard.
And this is a licensed lab, right?
It's a licensed lab.
So is it possible he is the correct one?
I do not think he's correct because
so we need to do like a third.
Yes.
I mean, carry yourself.
I'm not joking. You know, hospital is a business. I'm not joking.
No, but I was feeling feverish.
She wasn't feeling fine.
As in, like, I'm using my drugs now, even, and I'm feeling on my way.
We're judging that one because it's in a corner.
No, but the results were so off as compared to the symptoms I was having. Don't try to cut corners. You will spend double money. Go to the hospital. Don't go to backyard. If the color is too much, you might be getting funny results.
But I think Nima makes a good point, because I'll never forget when I was pregnant, the hospital I was using, well-known, well-respected, they told me my baby was a certain weight. Oh, it's a small baby. But in the course of it, I went, an emergency, whatever, I went to another hospital, less known, and they told me, oh, you have a big size baby. And it was until when I was having my baby that this well-known hospital confirmed that, oh yeah. Is it? So sometimes it's not about the hospital.
It's not about aesthetics.
So I just need you to maybe do a third one. One more. A neutral place.
Now that they've even placed you on the medicine, they will sit down. All those indication contracts, they will see it now.
Okay, we shall see.
You know, I love every time you bring your hair out.
I don't have strength to go to salon. You look
so lovely this morning.
Oh, thank you so much. I need compliments right now.
So let me just quickly say, before BC goes, that I've been invited, and I hear you've been invited, to the World Women Organization for Global Transformation as special guests today at the Oriental Hotel at 10.
Yes.
That's where I'll be.
Yeah, I've been invited.
If you have gifts for me for 1st of December, meet me there.
Public announcement. Don't worry, it's coming. How you doing?
How are you doing? Blondes have more fun.
Yes, so we decided to blonde it this week. So I had a good weekend. I had an outing after the show on Saturday. I quickly went home to rest a bit. We're invited to the Rotary Club. The founder of the new generation Rotary, the way it's called, was celebrating his 85th birthday.
Wow.
And it was a massive celebration at Emerson Center. So I went to Tamaka, and we had a good time, you know, ate, drank, and then afterwards I left and went for, a friend was having a house party, just, you know, celebrating, because she doesn't do Christmas in the West. She has to go to the East. So this one was her Christmas, I'm telling you. Was our own Christmas party. So we're there. I got home really late, you know, first time.
Feeling yourself.
Feeling myself. Like, I'm not a big girl, I can go out and come back late. And I was happy your God did not disturb me. When I got back, he was already asleep. I said, thank God, because before he would have been called, are you okay? I said, relax now. I'm a big girl. I'm a Lagos girl now. I can't go out. Relax. That was a good weekend.
Oh, that's nice. My own is not about the weekend. I think we have a problem. What is it? The addiction to phones. There is no day that I am, being driven or driving that I don't almost knock down someone who has forgotten that they are on the road because they have their headphones on and they're looking at their phone. And it is scary. It just reminds me of all the stories of all these different countries that they will say they have one sort of addiction or the other. I think it's here, and our addiction is the phone. We forget ourselves completely.
How often do you see that?
Every day there's someone who is completely lost
compared to
while on the phone and moving right in traffic. They forget
they're driving there like this.
Yes.
So it was worse. Yes,
China,
they are walking there like this.
Yeah.
They're almost they're zombie. So it's not. It's a problem around the world, but
never reach
before you go reach that stage.
No,
we don't need our young people already.
Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll look at today's papers. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thank you for staying with us. And now the newspaper reviews for today. We're starting with The Nation. And the major headline in The Nation is, it's now total war on terrorists. Airstrikes pound criminals in Katsina, but no abductions in Kogi, Kwara, Sokoto. And we have Oshun ex-SSG Adoti dumps Aregbe Shola's group. Intrigue over 2026 ticket. Dangote pumps 50 million litres of petrol per day into market. Tinubu, Audu left a template for good governance in Kogi. How to halt escalating insecurity, build nationhood by Bakari.
Okay, so let me do Dangote quickly. So Dangote received signatories from the South-South Development Commission to his refinery and the fertilizer complex, and he used the opportunity to state that what the facility currently has in stock, and said in preparation for December, January, which is usually season, his refinery will be pushing daily 50 million litres of PMS into the market, and the 1.5 billion litres of PMS in the whole month. And he's also looking at increasing it. He will do the same amount for January, but increasing to 1.75 billion litres for the month of February, to translate to 60 million daily, to cater to the seasonal demand for this product, which usually brings about the queue, the scarcity. Yes. And he says that they are committed to, he was speaking himself, said that they are committed to easing lives for Nigerians, and that they are following it, and that they will be notifying the Nigerian midstream and downstream petroleum regulatory authority, that's the NMDPR, of this commitment that they will be doing. I noticed that some of the petrol stations are now sitting at 900 per litre. We are looking for those 900 per litre before we buy fuel. We look for them
I don't
before
see.
We buy fuel. So right opposite also. We're good.
We used to drive to it in our neighborhood. Yeah, we used to wait for it. So those are the people who kind of have Dangote fuel.
Okay, so Citadel Global Community Church Pastor has urged, I don't know if you want to buy the fuel here, let's go and walk. Citadel Global Community Church Pastor has urged the federal government to suspend all non-essential gatherings in vulnerable areas nationwide and placed them under emergency patrols. The news agency of Nigeria had reported that Pastor Tunde Bakari made the call at a State of the Nation's new conference titled Darkness Before Dawn, held at the Citadel Global Community Church in Lagos. That happened yesterday. And the pastor noted that while such measures might appear as militarization of affected communities, they remain essential and temporary steps of neutralizing terrorism in the country. The suspension of mass gatherings and increased emergency patrol measures must be taken to prevent further mass kidnappings. And he said that terrorists have intensified their attacks on the Nigerians from the moment the US President Donald Trump designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern, and over the allegations of the government tolerating killings of Christians. He said in the space of 1 week, troops were ambushed, some were killed, dozens of school children, students abducted in Kebbi, worshippers in the church in Kwara attacked, kidnapped, some killed, and hundreds of students from the St. Mary's Catholic School, Papiri town in Niger, were kidnapped as well. And he said that the level of insecurity has worsened in response to the focus on Nigeria, as terrorists and bandits are now brazenly, daring, the Nigerian state. He says, we rejoice that there's a release of some of the kidnapped victims, including the Kebbi schoolgirls and the Kwara church worshippers, as well as escape of some, of the pupils that were kidnapped in Niger. But the continued attacks in the communities is now making it very clear that there's need for a serious intervention by the government. So for now, many people should, just stay away from places that have crowd for now, at least.
Well, let me take the story. It's a major headline, and it's now total war on terrorists. This was a statement given by the president, who was represented by the Minister for Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris. He was speaking at Lokoja, Kogi State Capitals at the 10th memorial anniversary of the former Kogi State Governor, Prince Abubakar Audu. And he said it is now total war on bandits, terrorists, and criminal elements behind the escalation of insecurity in parts of Nigeria by the federal government. He said that it is the recent declaration of state of emergency on national security underscores the gravity with which they view the challenge, and it is not going to be lip service. Said the president is focused on securing our people permanently, and we must reform the architecture of our security, and that is why, quoting the president, my administration is courageously championing the establishment of state police. Many other things were said. That this is not a bold statement, but feedback on what is actually happening is that troops of the Mesa, Operation Mesa, under 3rd Brigade rescued 7 people that were abducted during the late-night operation in Tayansawa local government of Kano State. They were able to rescue about, out of the 4, one of them was a 60-year-old woman that was sadly killed, but the 4 other victims will also still remain missing. So they spoke about the Nigerian Air Force strike in Katsina and how they were able to repel ISWAP in Chibok, a few of the activities that are taking place, but generally saying that there will now be total war on bandits and terrorists. Okay,
let's quickly go on to the Daily Sun. Major headline, kidnapped schoolgirls' parents seek God's help. Hold marathon prayers in Niger, beg Tinubu Bago to act fast. Ambassadorial appointment is political settlement. This according to ADC. Tinubu exercises prerogative, ex-minister envoy. State creation, Southeast stakeholders settle for Anim-Oma states. Anyoma cedes Asaba, supports Olu as proposed capital. Insecurity, suspend all non-essential gathering now, Bakari tells federal government. Abacha, $490 million loot probe. EFCC seizes former AGF Malami's passport. Yuletide, demand for cash surges amid fears of network glitch. There's sufficient cash, flawless digital platforms, bank chiefs assure. Dangote refinery to supply 1.5 billion liters of petrol monthly. We just have a... Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue with the papers. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Think fast, play smart, win big. Quick Cash, the game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen, and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Keeping hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silenced, even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that refuses to fade,
and the white that dares to shine.
Hope is not a stranger here.
It lives in our markets,
our music, and our streets.
Every dawn in Nigeria is proof that tomorrow is still worth fighting for.
Hope is a child in the classroom, eyes wide, with dreams bigger than walls.
Hope is the farmer planting seeds in faith,
believing in rain and harvest.
Hope is the youth unafraid to rise, rewriting the story of our tomorrow.
Hope is us, millions of voices
refusing to give up on the promise of this land.
Nigeria, our independence is not just history.
It is a call to keep believing,
to keep building, to keep hoping.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement,
two voices, two views, standing apart,
or an argument,
a battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect.
Sound, are you ready?
And the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big issue.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good to go. So do we argue to fight or disagree to understand?
3, 2, 1, we are live.
This is the big...
Thank you for staying with us. We're still reviewing today's papers.
The Sun.
The Sun,
so,
yes.
Parents and Christian worshippers from within the Kontagora Diocese in Niger State yesterday gathered to pray for the safe rescue of all the abducted students and staff of St. Mary's Catholic Missionary School, Papiri, in Agwara local government area of the state. The parents and other worshippers had gathered at St. Michael's Catholic Cathedral at Kontagora to mark the first Sunday of Advent, where the service was dedicated to prayers for the safe return of the students and their teachers. The parents called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to act swiftly for the safe return of the abducted children still in captivity 1 week after they were whisked away by gunmen. And it was a moment of anguish and lamentations. They said parents and worshippers could not hold back tears as their spokesperson after the service. And he says the worshipper and a retired teacher, Madam Cecilia Audi, he was calling on the President Tinubu to act fast and ensure the safe return of the children like they did for those in Kebbi State. And according to her, honestly, she says, I pity the bishop for all the stress and to know that these children and teachers are still in captivity, but God will see him through and bring our children back to us safely. And President Tinubu and Governor Umar Bago should do all they can to bring the children back. He says, we are crying, we are not able to eat, we are not able to sleep. You know, different parents spoke about the issue as well, and everybody's joining hands to say they need to keep praying for the release of those our children, as well as, you know, imploring the government to do what they can as fast as possible to get them out.
Yeah, I have the NDLEA story. Honestly, this is so sad, and I did just want to just move on to the next one. So we just pray that they actually rescue these children.
Amen.
The NDLEA were able to uncover a newer way of packaging drugs. So a duo of Mr. Deji Adesoya and Olubi Majekodumi, who live in Ojulari Street, Ikate area of Lekki, packaged Canadian Loud in Christmas biscuits, imported Christmas biscuits package.
Okay.
So it looked like you're ordering Christmas biscuits, but when you open it, you find the drugs inside.
Wow.
And that they have a WhatsApp group where they are using to distribute these psychedelics, that they come in variety, colorful designer sachets with pictures and labels of cookies and other international snacks. Only when those that are buying it know what they are buying. But they said they got credible intelligence about the activities that took place on WhatsApp, and they went to the house and were able to recover 5 kilograms of Loud in these different packages within Lagos. Another operative were able to arrest a 38-year-old drug kingpin, Philip Ucheka, while he was delivering 110 pouches of Canadian Loud weighing 55 kilograms at Ladipo Mushin. Now, these things are not cheap. It's a whole lot. Then and a few other busts were made like that. The few I just mentioned were because they are close to us in Lagos. There were busts made in Southeast Ondo state where they recovered 3 kilograms of skunk. There are different types of drugs that are being found. Kano also. There's this press release NDLEA does to detail what's going on, but it's so close to us around here in Lagos and how it is being disguised. We just need to be wise. And if you find yourself in, well, it's an addiction anyway, so really there's something I can say.
But they are also causing addiction.
These are the ones causing the addiction. Just don't do it.
I have the Abacha loot. $490 million Abacha loot.
They are still finding it.
Ending.
So they never lose. Like they have looted the loot. They have looted the loot. So
allegedly.
So a credible source is informing the Sun that the EFCC have seized the passport of the former AGF to the Federation and the Minister of Justice, former Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami SAN. They said he's presently being questioned as to the whereabouts of $490 million, which was Abacha loot secured through the Mutual Legal Assistance MLAT request, and that they are not accusing him. They were specific in the Sun that we are not saying he took the money. We are saying, tell us where the money is. How did the money go about?
Because the last time we heard it was in your hand.
Yes, they said he was released to go home over the weekend, but he seized his passport and he can only travel out of this country with a court order or, a joint agreement with the EFCC that, he would be able to travel. And he said he must come back to the commission every day because they have volumes of documents, huge volumes of documents that he must go through, and there's need of extensive interviews. So that's why they are holding on to his passport. Hopefully, they should help us just find it.
This Abacha loot has been looted, relooted. Anyway, I have
not
story.
My conspiracy.
No, not yet. They say that Nigerians, as we're gearing up for the Christmas rush, for Christmas, that there's a usual Christmas rush demand for physical cash, and that this has, we're seeing that demand spike across major cities, and that there's also fears of network hiccups during the festive shopping period. So bank chief executive officers say that there's no cause for alarm. Nigerians, no cause for alarm. They're assuring that vaults are well stocked, digital platforms fully fortified for seamless transactions throughout the Yuletide season. They said as of March 2025, 4.6 trillion naira, about 91.1% of all currency issued was held outside the formal banking system. All in all, this story is just saying that there is money, enough money for us to go to the ATMs and get it. So do not panic. No need for panic. I feel like Nigerians will come up with some issues that we don't need to come up with. There should be cash, I'm sure. Let's go on to the next paper. Nigerian Tribune, major headline, bandit strike in Kogi as troops thwart terrorist attack in Chibok, others. Atiku raises the alarm on NNPCL's expenditure. NECO accredits school in Burkina Faso for SSC BECE exams. Terrorism incubated under your watch presidency, replies Obasanjo. Over 25,000 foreign vessels illegally trading in Nigerian waters, Agbakoba says. Cost of FATF grey listing, Cardoso laments $30 billion potential investment loss in 1 year. Wiki approves commencement of enforcement actions on 1,095 properties in FCC. Alleged lead poisoning. Ogun begins free testing of Ogijo residents. Ex-SSG Adoti quits Aregbesol's group. Dangote refinery to supply 1.5 billion litres of petrol monthly. What do we have?
The Ogun State government has promised to conduct free lead poisoning tests on residents of Ogijo area in Shagamu local government area of the state. And they said that the state government recently shut 7 lead acid battery recycling industries, which has led to temporary suspension of ingot exports from the state. They said they will be conducting on residents living within the areas and those who are working in the industries around there, some tests to find out their blood levels. And the details we're going to be taking.
So we're going to be taking that particular story as our hot topic today. And we'll
so let me quickly take NECO. So NECO has expanded globally, and so now they've accredited schools within Burkina Faso that will be joining the NECO and the BK exams. That's the junior WAEC exams in coming months. The spokesperson of the council, Aziz Sani, made this available to newsmen, and that's a welcome one. So they're expanding and very soon maybe cover more of West Africa, like the WAEC did.
Okay.
All right. So yes, I have the story about the ambassadorial designate. There's been a mixed reaction from people concerning the names of the people that made it to do the list. While some felt it was a political one, the Southeast and South-South nominations of former governor of Abia State, Dr. Ipeazu, former Enugu State Governor Ifeanyi Ugwanyi, and former presidential aide Reno Mokri have been drawing mixed reaction from political leaders and community groups. Some feel like Ipeazu's endorsement is commendable because they feel he's a peacemaker and he's demonstrated that level for a long time. Others are alleging that the nomination of Reno Mokri is very political, that the selection appears towards political loyalty rather than merit, warning that Nigeria should avoid recycling controversial political actors into sensitive diplomatic roles. And then they now contrasted the appointment of Joseph Ambade, the convener of the South-South Reawakening Group, defended the appointments. There's a whole lot back and forth regarding how these appointments were made. Majority of people felt like it's not meritorial, and I would like that meritorious. And I would like the president to redo it. No, not redo. Oh, of course not.
For the Reno Mokri one, whether or not they give him, he's already an ambassador of the country.
Just tell us why. What are the criteria that were used to pick the metrics?
So, okay, you have a story?
Thank you very much.
Let me go on to the Vanguard. Vanguard, the major headline: bandits unleash terror in Kogi, Kano, Sokoto, and Kwara are taking that. Ambassador designate, mixed reaction trail, Ikpeazu, Ugwanyi, others nomination. Abacha loot, EFCC seizes Malami's passport. Olusosun, Sulos landfill, sites to be shut in 18 months. Lagos government, new tax regime may trigger capital flight. Delayed trials undermine rule of law, according to Governor Yusuf. FDI loses ground despite surge in inflows. Presidency to Obasanjo, terrorism took root under your watch.
Okay, so I have the Olusosun landfill and the Solus 3 landfill. So the Olusosun landfill, the Ojota one, and Solus 3, the Gondo one, just by the General Hospital, maternal and child. According to the Commissioner for Environment in Lagos State, the governor has met with them and the State Council, and they've deliberated on issues, and they are looking to shut down these landfills in another 18 months. That means we will still cope with them for the whole of 2026 and maybe a few months.
They've been shutting it down.
They said they are looking at complete shutdown in another 18 months or thereabouts, in his words. And they are looking to start new landfill sites in Badagry, Ikorodu, and Ekpe. So I was thinking that, you know, by now, some of the promises under Governor Ambode would have taken effect, since it's a master plan, where we will generate some form of power from the waste as opposed to landfilling. Reason why I took the story is because I grew up around the Solu stream. It's a terrible thing. And the construction of that road will not work because of the heavy trucks that pile it and the sampling and the spill over of waste on the road. When it's flooded, it's flooded. I think they should do, but he says that the roads also, they are looking into, you know, fixing the roads. That's the summary of what he said.
Okay, that's all we can take on the papers today. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we move to our hot topic. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
You guys, this was just about Irasta and Rema now.
You day wine. It's all over my FYP, but me I don't know, Sha. Cause fake blogs yakpa. And if you ask me, it's giving sauce.
Listen, I just checked the new TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel like right now, and they just dropped the update.
Are you for?
No cap.
I've actually been noticing those guys. They're always on it 100. Like they always post the gist before anyone else. Me, I love them, oh, and that's on periods.
Like I just aligned with them like last week, and they've been dropping back to back.
Facts. I love how it's straight from the source. No cap, no fake news, just pure entertainment.
I low-key feel like an insider right now.
I know, right?
TVC be cooking.
Real talk. It's like Gist Express. Premium gist on cruise mode. Always first. Always legit.
Clock it.
Clock it.
You know what, guys? I just joined.
Active.
Jez is right. What you're trying to say to you is, for your premium entertainment content, scan the QR code on your screen right now to join the TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel.
Now hope
they carry us.
Even when wahala they choke, we stand gidigba.
Hope they waka with us for downfall.
They gist with us for buka.
No matter the gbege, our spirit no fit scatter. Hope na that pikin where they read ABCD and still get ogbonge dream for hearts.
Hope na the mama where they fry akara, we see the reason say
tomorrow go soft for her.
Naija, your freedom na promise.
Say hope go always come, no matter wetin happen.
In 3, 2, 1, we are live.
Welcome to E-Splash. I'm on the black carpet, and of course, it's Jubril of Lagos.
Well, that's it on SocialView.
When I say, I dare fool.
You already have Destiny Helper. I know that.
I go shoot out for you.
You already know, guys. E-Splash can be the best of entertainment, the best of energy, best of everything you need to get your day going.
It's E-Splash every weekday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on TVC Entertainment.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We cash. The game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen, and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Keeping hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silenced, even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that refuses to fade.
And the white that dares to shine.
Hope is not a stranger here.
It lives in our markets,
our music, and our streets.
Every dawn in Nigeria is proof that tomorrow is still worth fighting for.
Hope is a child in the classroom, eyes wide, with dreams bigger than walls.
Hope is the farmer planting seeds in faith, believing in rain and harvest.
Hope is the youth unafraid to rise, rewriting the story of our tomorrow.
Hope is us, millions of voices refusing to give up on the promise of this land.
Nigeria, our independence is not just history.
It is a call to keep believing,
to keep building, to keep hoping.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement,
two voices, two views, standing apart,
or an argument.
A battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect.
Sound, are you ready?
And the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big.
Thank you for staying with us. So this morning we are going to be looking at the quiet town in a community in Ogun State called Ogijo, and it's now a center for terrifying environmental and public health disaster, one uncovered by detailed investigation by Premium Times Nigeria. So according to the report, residents, including children, are being exposed to dangerous levels of lead contamination linked to battery recycling activities operating right in their backyard. Families living barely 100 to 500 meters from these facilities have tested positive for elevated lead levels, with soil, dust, and even the air around them showing signs of toxic pollution. This isn't just pollution, this is slow, silent poisoning, and it has been happening for years due to regulatory failure, poor oversight, and weak enforcement. The investigation describes this crisis as a slow death affecting innocent people who have no protection, no warning, and no immediate help. Today on Your View, we ask the hard questions. Why are these facilities allowed to operate this close to homes? Why did oversight break down at every level? And where are the Ogun State and federal governments in this moment of urgent need? This is not just an environmental issue, it is a humanitarian one. Lives are being altered, futures are being threatened, and people of Ogijo deserve answers now. And joining us to discuss this is the Honorable Commissioner for Environment, Ogun State, Ola Oresonya. He will be joining us much later. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir. So, in the course of the conversation, we will be having a few questions with you so you can help clarify what is happening, you know, in Ogun State, in the Ogijo community. But right now, I'll be inviting our viewers to also join in the conversation on 0201 635 02013 or 0902 416 3440. Tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. And we're also streaming on YouTube. Ladies, so we heard this story, and it is quite a sad story, especially given the results of what has happened. This community in Ogun State is facing what many have described, what environmentalists and reporters have described as a humanitarian crisis because of lead poisoning. So what happens is that there's some lead recycling factories in this community where they put the batteries through the furnace, they recycle it so that they can get lead, which they sell to battery making companies. So what has happened is the cause of recycling and refining of furnace, burning causes it to burn. The fuse goes into the air, and what happens is that those people who are working there, people that live in the community, are inhaling lead. And one thing with lead is that it does nothing for your body, it harms you. So it comes in, you inhale it, or you pick it through the soil, water, whatever, different ways, your clothing. You inhale it, lead goes into your system, next straight to your bloodstream, goes, and first thing it affects is usually your brain before it goes on to other organs, and it affects children mostly. So you see developmental issues when it comes to the brain. And the sad thing about this is if it's not caught early, it's irreversible, the damage that is done. So here we are today, and I would like you ladies to tell us what you think of what you've heard so far.
So my first thought was, how would somebody even know that they've been poisoned by lead? And I was checking the effects of lead poisoning, and the first thing you'd see is headache, abdominal pain, joint pain, fatigue, and these things can easily be disguised as many other sicknesses and diseases that are prevalent within our country. So it could have happened over a long period of time and nobody really noticed until there's knowledge, maybe through someone's information. It is not expected that as a citizen I would be able to fully protect myself. It is not expected that as a citizen I will be free from the powers that be that have the commercial powers that want to take advantage. We've seen cases of people that want to make money, produce fake drugs. It's the job of my leaders, it's the job of my of the system and the institution to protect the vulnerable. And even as enlightened as I feel I am, when I read the impact of lead poisoning and how easy it is to be poisoned by lead, I felt like, I bet I should go and test myself and test my children and test our waters and test our environment. But these are the things that the system is supposed to do. These are the things that the Ministry of Environment of all states are meant to do, because I can't do it myself. The citizens can't do it themselves, and there is impact when it isn't done. Because when something fails, the ripple effect is the hospitals will have to deal with the overload because we would have more sick people. Part of the issues that come up in lead poisoning is that you have children that have neurological issues. So that means you now have more children that fall into the spectrum, and then you have them filling the hospitals. Hospitals currently are already dealing with, hospitals cannot handle the issues on ground, but these things have like spiral effects. So it's important that ministries and government does their job, so that I as a citizen can focus on doing my own, which is to generate income, take care of myself, pay taxes to help you continue to do your job. It was shocking to read the report, and it was very disheartening as well. And it was worrying for me to think how close it is to me, and I might not know.
Very close. Very close. One of government's first responsibility is to, in order to carry out their ability to cater for their citizens in terms of protecting of lives and properties, is to envisage problems that could arise in the foreseeable future with everything, in terms of policies, in terms of plans, with everything that's happening. Your ability as a leader to sit down and say, if we do this like this, in 10 years we may have these issues.
It's called scenario
in 20
building.
years, yes, we may have these issues. I really do not think our government takes their time to sit down and plan into the foreseeable future. I really do not think so. And that's why we can have things like this happen. Because if you had thought about it, in licensing companies that will be recycling such, you would have thought that in a couple of years, the people who are living in this environment would be affected by the emissions of this. So to me, it seems like we are not in the 21st century, where we are really not abreast of what is happening globally. We're not paying attention to the environmental issues that could come up from even as much as having a chicken farm. We're not thinking what issues could arise from our chicken pooing around, for instance, around the environment in 2 years, in 3 years, in 5 years. We don't think that deep. And so when issues like this happen, you see us running helter-skelter. We saw the report that was done by the New York Times. Thankfully, YK had posted it in a group over the weekend, and I watched it and I saw that they had come up with this. They had tested the children around the area, the workers around the area. Those ones claim that they have one health ailment or the other. They are coughing up smoke. They are, when they open their mouth is smoke and all of that. They had tested them and then they submitted the report to our government. Government had gone further to seal up those companies. After 1 week, the companies opened. So we as individuals, we as individuals too, who are very keen on making money and sorting ourselves, do not take any responsibility for the impacts that we are, negative impact we are giving to the people around us, to the economy, to the state, to the environment. Everybody's just about, let's make this money and let's just move on. And that's why I would hold government responsible. You shut them down, they open after 1 week, you come and blast the whole thing, destroy it, as far as I'm concerned. So we have a lot to do with how were they allowed in the first place to be situated very close to residential areas. Other countries is not done that way. When they know that this is the sort of company you're going to set up, they would have weighed that this being in this residential area will cause harm to our citizens. They will move you into the into the bush, take you away from civilization. But this is 2025 and we're still having this sort of conversations. The government needs to sit up, I beg. And if they're going to have to relocate those people in those areas, they have to pay them a form of compensation. Did you see that boy?
Yeah. Okay, ladies, let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll hear Nima's point and then we'll also join with the commissioner.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We Cash, the game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen, and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Keeping hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silent.
Even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that refuses to fade.
And the white that dares to shine.
Hope is not a stranger here.
It lives in our markets,
our music, and our streets.
Every dawn in Nigeria is proof that tomorrow is still worth fighting for.
Hope is a child in the classroom, eyes wide, with dreams bigger than walls.
Hope is the farmer planting seeds in faith,
Believing in rain and harvest. Hope is the youth unafraid to rise, rewriting the story of our tomorrow.
Hope is us, millions of voices refusing to give up on the promise of this land.
Nigeria, our independence is not just history.
It is a call to keep believing,
To keep building, to keep hoping.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement,
Two voices, two views, standing apart.
or an argument.
A battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect,
Sound, are you ready?
and the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big issue.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good to go. So do we argue to fight or disagree to understand?
3, 2, 1, we are live.
This is the big...
You guys, this was the gist about Irasta and Rema now?
You day wine. It's all over my FYP. But me, I don't know, Sha. Cause fake blogs yakpa. And if you ask me, it's giving sauce.
Listen, I just checked the new TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel like right now, and they just dropped the update.
Are you for real?
Oh, no cap.
I've actually been noticing those guys. They're always on it 100. Like, they always post the gist before anyone else. Me, I love them, oh. And that's on period.
Like, I just aligned with them like last week, and they've been dropping back to back.
Facts. I love how it's straight from the source. No cap, no fake news, just pure entertainment.
I low-key feel like an insider right now.
I know, right?
TVC be cooking.
Real talk. It's like Gist Express. Premium gist on cruise mode. Always first. Always legit.
Clock it.
Clock it.
You know what, guys? I just joined.
Active.
Jess is right. All you're trying to say to you is, for your premium entertainment content, scan the QR code on your screen right now to join the TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel.
Now hope
they carry us.
Even when wahala they choke, we stand gidigba. Hope they waka with us for downfall.
They gist with us for buka.
No matter the gbege, our spirit no fit scatter. Hope now that pikin where they read ABCD and still get ogbonge dream for hearts.
Hope now the mama where they fry akara, we see the reason say
tomorrow go soft for her.
Naija,
your freedom now.
Thank you for staying with us. We're discussing the public health crisis happening in Ogijo community. Nima, please.
Okay, so I agree with Tokwe and my BC on this. So when I saw the mail, I had checked on safer ways to recycle because Ogijo exposed the unregulated recycling market in Nigeria. That's what is done, and there are many. Those who are melting plastic somewhere, doing all sorts of things, are everywhere. Unregulated, just doing business as usual while destroying the environment and people's health. So there are better ways apart from banning it completely, which I would have just gone for because of my style. But then I checked up safer ways of recycling. So government must enforce and ensure that they will be using enclosed smelting furnaces, air scrubbers and filters, sealed production floors, dust-free handling systems, continuous air quality monitoring, and proper hazardous waste disposal. Those are lacking. Even in our markets within Lagos, we see these things happening in certain areas. Also, there are modern ways of doing it. Alternatives are hydrometallurgical recycling. They use chemical leaching instead of burning. For far less pollution. Automated closed-loop recycling, they are used in Asia and Europe, and almost zero environmental exposure. These are the two alternatives that are much more modern that can be invited. But because, of course, most of these recyclers are not licensed, is why we have what is happening in Ogijo. So you just set up a factory with pan. What is pan in English? No, that's roofing sheet. Roofing sheet, pan, as the wall. And you go on your daily business. You can go on for that business for a full year. When Ministry of Environment from any state comes, they collect their money and go. They do not ask the Ministry of Environment. Right in front of my house in Lagos is a company with daily pollution, is a wood company, and the fumes from their spraying comes out unregulated. I see the bus from Ministry of Environment and the local government, wherever they come from, come to that company and go. So we're just shouting, and it's very painful that we risk our people's health. Tokwe read the conditions that can come, and you had also mentioned it. One of them is that people develop neurological conditions. When somebody gets to that point, they see spirits, they see all sorts of things. We want our people to have failed kidneys, failed livers, failed brain function. I don't understand how government is done. That's not business. That's destructive. And you know the painful part, when they take this lead, they export it. So why don't the federal government do a ban on that exporting? They clean up that sector and only fully correct people upstairs will do the business, where they import and bring in the industry, the industrial protection one I just read out, and invest it. Government will come cite it before they allow it, if we must, because we would then be, you know, left with expired or used batteries we don't know how to dispose of. So it is a good business, but it has to be done only with the right investors, not just everybody who can melt it, get it anyhow, and export it.
So I hear you, and I heard, I think BC as well said that this should be shut down completely because it's a hazard, you know, to our health. But if you watched also the particular documentary, it showed someone saying that this is my source of livelihood. So there's that dilemma in Nigeria where it comes to health, safety, or the fact that people are earning money. What would they
know
now?
That so our right to life is qualified under the Constitution. That your livelihood, if it costs another life, it's a crime.
So obviously there's a lack of education that we have when we're doing things like that. Recycling. Environmental conversation is something that has just, I think, is quite new in Nigeria. We say this a lot about Nigeria. We say it's a largely informal economy, right? And these are the disadvantages of having a largely informal economy, meaning anyone can just set up these stalls and just start burning lead or whatever it is without proper regulation, proper licensing, proper monitoring. And the impact of whatever they're doing, even though it's felt, nobody really even knows who to hold accountable for things like that. But we're going to be joined by the Commissioner of Environment, Ogun State, Honorable Ola Oresonya. And he would explain to us better, you know, what is happening, what Ogun State is doing concerning this recycling or lead recycling and the impact that it's having on the, you know, indigenes of the Ogijo community. Okay, before he joins us, let's continue with, you know, what we think that the government can do immediately. Now, what are the first steps that they can do?
So there's something that I've always felt we have not taken advantage of, which is the research institutes that we have. We have research institutes, we have universities, and our universities have departments of science.
What are people doing?
You know, so with our universities, the lecturers, they are PhD holders, they bring out research papers.
Please hold on. I think our guest is here. Honorable Ola Oresonya. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm sure you've heard our earlier conversation concerning what's happening in Ogijo. I would like to hear from you, you know, first thoughts, what is happening and what is the Ogun State government doing about it?
Well, thank you. I've been following your narratives about the whole incident, and I think my duty here, just like you asked now, is to shed more light for better understanding about where we are. Why Ogijo, for example? Yes, just like you've narrated there, Ogijo happens to be the only headquarters of recycling in Nigeria. There's hardly anything you don't recycle in Ogijo. Batteries, metal, plastic, tires, most of these industries, you have the cluster there in Ogijo. Now, is Ogijo an industrial town? No, Ogijo is not an industrial town. Ogijo is accidental, all right? It's accidental. And these are years back to the accident. You can trace Ogijo industrialization back to the relocation of industries from Ilupeju during the Alhaji Jakonde regime. In the early 80s, when Ilupeju was becoming congested with industries and pollution was heavy. Lagos had moved industries to Odonguyon, and Odonguyon exists in Ikorodu. But at the time the government of Jakonde left, Odonguyon was not fully developed. So many of these industries, because they could not access the land they were given there, Ogijo is contiguous to Odonguyon. So that was led to people now going to Odonguyon to buy land themselves and most of these industries were located on the road. They needed access to their industries. So that's where we are. Most of these industries, many of them are over 30 years doing their thing in that area. Now, why all this pollution there? Yes. Many people...
Sorry, Commissioner. Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Please, let me interrupt you for just a little bit. I have a quick announcement to make. We'll be cutting off to join the commemoration of the World AIDS Day happening right now at the Banquet Hall, State House, Abuja. Viewers can continue watching Your View by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Honorable Commissioner, are you still there?
I'm here with
Sorry
you.
about that. Please, go ahead.
Yes, so many of these industries they were located in that area on their own. It was not organized. So while the industries are there, then we started having houses, industrial workers started buying lands, and so we now have a mixed settlement there. You don't have houses built contiguous to industries without a layout. Without layout plan. So you can trace this back to the problem of several years, which we have to mitigate now. Now, talk about pollution. There are a lot of pollution going on, air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution in Ogijo, because of the outfall of all this production. All these industries, all of them were licensed by the national government, not Ogun State. Ogun State will not give you AIA to establish your industry. The federal government gives approval for industry to be established, while the state government is expected to regulate, all right, to regulate over time. Ogun State, yes, regulations. We've identified some of this pollution. The present story about lead contamination. We identified soil contamination. We carried out a test on our own, doing our regulatory responsibility. That was about when we came into government 6 years ago. Ogijo was a city of concern because of the kind of settlement that we have there, mixed settlement industries. Can I go ahead? Are you there?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Because of the kind of mixed settlement you have around the community there. So we carried out our own investigation with the academia. A lot of students did their research. We did a soil analysis, air sampling, and we found out that the particulate in air particulates in Ogijo is higher than the normal one.
Okay.
So the industries that are causing this, a lot of metal industries, were given ultimatum. We shut many of the industries. Go and trace the history of shutdowns in Ogijo. You will shut down the industries, give them a chance, and they will now write a new commitment to conform with a new procedure to install pollution abatement devices. Most times, yes, if they must show the sign that they're already doing it. And for the for metal industry, for example, the ultimatum, the moratorium will lapse by March next year. If you have not installed the pollution abatement notice, they'll be shut down perpetually for metal industry.
But in the meantime, their lives are being affected.
I would like to ask...
in the sorry,
no, it's reducing. We are looking at it. Many of them are already installing the abatement device.
Okay, hold
Many
on.
of them are already installing the abatement
we have
device.
a few more questions for you, sir.
Yes, Honorable, I wanted to ask, was there any point where residents in the area complained and probably made a report to your office about the sort of fumes they were seeing and how it was affecting them? Was there any form of reports from residents? One?
No.
There was no form of reports. Then secondly, in the immediate right now, what sort of compensation would you be giving to the residents of that area? Seeing the report largely, you see that many of them are already being affected by lead poisoning. We have individuals that are already affected by lead poisoning. So what immediate action would you take to either compensate them, whether it's healthcare service? What is the government planning to do for those residents while you're still looking towards, either closing down the companies and waiting till they get all the requirements before they open?
Thank you very much. Let me go back to the first question. Has there been any time where they are removed by the resident? No. This is where it makes it so difficult for government. Many of the residents are factory workers. So Have you ever seen a time where you find people carrying placard in Okijo to say, government come and save us from pollution? It has never happened. Because there's what?
Lack of education.
You said what?
No, go ahead, sir.
Hello?
We can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, because no. Even when we now have to call them for meeting to say, look, these industries are injurious to your health. We are going to shut them down. It is the residents that will come and play and say, sir, if you shut this industry, where are we going to go? That the entire town depend on these industries. So there's a social issue, and I'm sure, and I'm glad one of you mentioned it there. That is what happens to all these people. So we now, I mean, when you look at the principle of sustainable development, the social element comes in also. Apart from the economic benefit from all these people, environmental issues is where we are concerned, and that we use these environmental issues and health issues. So that, look, you cannot continue this way. So it's a two-edged sword. We just have to balance it, and that we've been able to tolerate these people. For the lead one, we had the result. I mean, we had the investigation. There was soil contamination, and that we gave this lead people, producers, on moratorium that lapsed in June this year. June. That is, if you don't install your pollution, what is the pollution abatement notice, abatement device we're talking about? It is the automation of battery breaking process. Automation of battery breaking process. If they're exposing your factory workers to contamination with the process, automate. Everybody signed to finish the automation by June this year. We called them for a meeting that, look, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to do the auditing, process audit, and what will happen is the SLAM. Now, the report came in because we were so transparent about the process. We involved the Premium Times and several other foreigners involved with the process. Now, what happened is that, why this alarm now is that before we are still doing validation of reports. There's supposed to be a community meeting and everybody congregate to validate these reports. Then, before we now do our final clampdown. But the reporters went on, yeah, fine.
Okay.
No problem.
Sorry, Honorable.
They are talking about what they find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Commissioner. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we would like to continue this conversation with you. Stay with.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
In 3, 2, 1, we are live.
Welcome to E-Splash. I'm on the black carpet, and of course, it's Jubril of Lagos.
Well, that's it on StarTimes.
When I say, I dare fool.
You already have Destiny Alpha.
I know that.
I
go shoot on for you.
You
already know, guys. E-Splash can be the best of entertainment, the best of energy, best of everything you need to get your day going.
It's E-Splash every weekday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on TVC Entertainment.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We cash. The game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen, and you just might get a chance to take your shot at Instant Fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Keeping hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silenced.
Even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that refuses to fade.
And the white that dares to shine.
Hope is not a stranger here.
It lives in our markets,
our music, and our streets.
Every dawn in Nigeria is proof that tomorrow is still worth fighting for.
Hope is a child in the classroom, eyes wide, with dreams bigger than walls.
Hope is the farmer, planting seeds in faith, believing in rain and harvest. Hope is the youth, unafraid to rise, rewriting the story of our tomorrow.
Hope is us, millions of voices refusing to give up on the promise of this land.
Nigeria, our independence is not just history.
It is a call to keep believing,
To keep building, to keep hoping.
Every clash of ideas,
Thank you for staying with us. We still have with us the Honorable Commissioner for Environment, Ogun State, Honorable Oresonya, talking to us about the Ogijo crisis, the public health crisis going on right now. Honorable Oresonya, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm with you.
So we have another question for you.
Okay, sir. You mentioned that they have till March next year for them to install this device, I suppose, to process to reduce the harmful chemicals that are being released into the community.
No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. All the metal recyclers, they're different from battery recyclers.
Okay.
There's various recyclers.
Okay.
The battery recyclers, their own ultimatum expired already in June.
Okay. So for the battery...
The metal recyclers have up till March.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that.
Thank you.
I felt you affected all of them. So for the...
No.
The lead poisoning is from the battery recyclers.
Yes.
And
the alleged lead poisoning.
Okay.
We need to confirm that.
Okay.
We are now going to do a test. All they did was to take 70 out of over 11,000 people around Ogijo. 70 people were tested. As much as we are not denying or discrediting that report, we want to really widen the test now.
Okay.
We are going to test about 500 people, both factory workers, people living contiguous to the industries, and even their suppliers. We've met with them on Saturday, and they are voluntarily submitting themselves for this test, which is going to be free. And this test will be conducted not just by the state government. We're using international neutral bodies to conduct this lead test in human beings, for the human beings. Then we are going to test the soil and the air in Ogijo, so that this new test will be made public. We are going to publish it.
What's the timeline for
findings?
the... When should we be expecting the findings, sir?
I'm having a meeting now with the experts that are going to conduct this. And they're going to give me the timelines.
Oh.
And I can tell you we have a situation room now that we have opened. And we'll give you every minute information about this.
You mentioned that the timeline for them had expired since June.
Yeah.
Between that June and now, has all the lead, all the battery recycling facilities been shut down that have not complied? Or are there still some battery facilities working in Ogijo now, even though they've not complied?
No, I want to tell you that out of the 8 companies that are here in Ogun State, we have 9 in Nigeria. Okay. Battery recyclers. And one in Anambra is not working. We have 1 in Agbara, and we have the other 7 around Ogijo and Mowe area. Okay, just about 5 are in Ogijo, 2 are around Mowe. Now, some of them have complied. At least the one at Badagry, the one at Agbara, is 100% automated. From the time we get them the ultimatum, some of them have complied. There are various levels of compliance. So we were supposed to do what we call the process audit before we can now take informed decision about shutting them down perpetually or not.
Okay, sir.
Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So the process has just commenced.
Okay, sir.
Can I go on?
Yeah, no, we have a question for
yes, I have another question. Yeah.
We have a
if
question.
You're not done,
please go ahead.
Oh, okay, so I wanted to ask, because you had mentioned that the licensing for these plants come from the federal government. Can Ogun State in any way, insist on a remediation, as in a cleanup, so that we do not have lead still in the soil and the plants and the dust in the air that will continuously affect people within maybe 1,000 meters of the factories in Ogijo and the plants as well? Is there a possibility of a cleanup?
Yes. Yes, it is possible. When we look at environmental management, environmental governance as entrenched in the Constitution of Nigeria, it's a concurrent issue. The federal has a responsibility, the state has a responsibility, local government has a responsibility, even the CDA has a responsibility as entrenched in the Constitution. So we have various levels of responsibility here. Now, even if the federal can give a minimum level of regulation, it bestows on the state, in view of your peculiarities, to go either higher or you maintain the federal standard if you don't have your own standard. But if you have your own standard, everybody must operate, the state standard will prevail over the federal one if you must operate in that state. And that is where we have gone in Ogun State. Our level, our standards are quite higher. So we have a duty to make sure that if these companies are not operating within the limit which we have set, irrespective of whether the federal has given them, we have a duty to stop them. But we must be equipped with our facts. Okay. And that is what we are extracting. We have to have our facts to justify why we are taking our decisions.
And so can you compel them to...
That is the process audit we are doing.
Can you compel cleanup?
Yes, we can. If we found out that these industries have caused any injury to anybody or the environment, of course, they will have to be responsible for it. They will be responsible. That's our job as regulators in the state. We have a duty to protect the life of our people. But we must establish the facts. And that's exactly what we're doing right now. That's why we are conducting a health audit to establish truly how many people are really contacted, are really having this lead poison, if they are. And is it within tolerable limit? Is it outside the tolerable limit? So we're going to publish those facts so that by the time we go to arbitration or whatever, these industries too, they need to come and defend themselves because we have to have our facts. And that's exactly what we're establishing right now.
Okay, Commissioner, please, could you help us understand what monitoring is usually like, even before there's a crisis, by the environmental regulators? What do you do, like on a daily basis or monthly basis, just to go around to make sure that industries are working within the standard of health and safety precautions that have been laid out?
All right. What we normally do is that before we establish any industry, Federal Ministry of Environment will conduct what we call the Environmental Impact Assessment. Okay, that's the EIA, which will be conducted by Federal Ministry of Environment, and it will be handed over to the states and say that this is the potential impact coming from this industry. Now, the State Environmental Protection Agency will conduct what we call the quarterly audit for compliance with the mitigations plan that have been identified in potential risk. So you do that routine check. Now, most times you inform the industries you are coming for a routine check. But if we have any complaint, you can do unscheduled inspection based on complaint or suspicion. Then we are also doing what we call a kind of quality assurance testing. Now we engage an independent assessor in Ogun State right now, trying to give us unscheduled assessment of these industries to benchmark against our own regulators for quality assurance to enable us to know that if they have been compromised or not. That is ongoing. We started that about 6 months ago in Ogun State. It's a QA/QC program we're doing, and it's independent of even our own consultants.
Let me quickly ask, sir, aside this that you're doing, because the industries now, you mentioned that you are clear about the numbers that are in Ogijo, Mowe, and Agbara. Yeah. Are there any rules not to approve of any building that is residential 500 meters away from these industries?
Definitely in Ogun State, we have several industrial clusters. And I believe we have about 8 industrial clusters in Ogun State. If you want to establish an industry, you will go to industrial cluster, not in residential area, not in Ogun State. Ogijo, like I've told you, is an accidental town. That's a problem we inherited. We already have a mixed settlement there. Most of those industries that they bought the land themselves years back. They established industries and their residential areas are there. We already proposed relocating all these industries out of that, especially the metal industries. The community came pleading, begging. This community that's supposed to cry about pollution, they weren't even begging that the industry should stay.
You don't have the knowledge, sir.
All right, sir.
Huh?
I said they don't have the knowledge.
But we educated them. That is what we have to do, and that's what we have been doing.
Thank you,
and
Commissioner.
We did that. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. But just in your last few, maybe one sentence to just say to viewers watching who have seen this documentary and have listened to you, what's the message you would like for Nigerians and residents of Ogun State to know concerning this in a very few words, because we have to go on a break now.
Thank you very much. Well, for all Nigerians generally, I think I want to assure you that the government of Ogun State will rise up to this challenge, to the occasion, to make sure the lives of the people are protected. For my people in Ogijo, we are establishing the facts with you. We're in this together with you. You've been seeing me there. The situation room is open, and the public is welcome to see the test we are doing. And I want to appreciate the media that is enabling us to fast track on this process. And I want to assure you that we will not shirk our responsibility to preserve life and property and uphold the social contract we sign with our people. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for joining us today and for clarifying what is happening in the community. And for our viewers, we hope you have heard, what has been said, and hopefully this will be something that is sorted as soon as possible. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll move to another segment. Stay with us.
All right, thank you, ladies.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We Cash, the game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments, just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
keeping hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silenced.
Even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that refuses to fade.
And the white that dares to shine.
Hope is not a stranger here.
It lives in our markets,
our music, and our streets.
Every dawn in Nigeria is proof that tomorrow is still worth fighting for.
Hope is a child in the classroom, eyes wide, with dreams bigger than walls.
Hope is the farmer planting seeds in faith, believing in rain and harvest.
Hope is the youth, unafraid to rise, rewriting the story of our tomorrow.
Hope is us, millions of voices refusing to give up on the promise of this land.
Nigeria, our independence is not just history.
It is a call to keep believing,
to keep building, to keep hoping.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement,
two voices, two views, standing apart,
or an argument.
a battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect,
Sound, are you ready?
and the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big issue.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good to go. So do we argue to fight or disagree to understand?
3, 2, 1, we are live.
This is the big...
You guys, this was the gist about Irasta and Rema now.
You day wine. It's all over my FYP. But me, I don't know, Sha. Cause fake logs yakpa. And if you ask me, it's giving sauce.
Listen, I just checked the new TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel like right now, and they just dropped the update.
Are you for
No, no cap.
I've actually been noticing those guys. They're always on it 100. Like they always post the gist before anyone else. Me, I love them, oh. And that's on period.
Like I just aligned with them like last week, and they've been dropping back to back.
Facts. I love how it's straight from the source. No cap, no fake news, just pure entertainment.
I low-key feel like an insider right now.
I know, right?
TVC be cooking.
Real talk. It's like Gist Express. Premium gist on cruise mode.
Play smart, win big. We cash. The game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen, and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers.
Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyingo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crimes of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. I'm Adedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos.
inside Lagos.
Thank you for staying with us. Lagos State stands at a defining moment in its development journey, a moment shaped by bold vision, strategic investment, and a budget proposal that signals unprecedented growth. This morning, we're honored to host Honorable Okwe George, the Lagos State Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, as he joins us to unpack the newly presented 4.237 trillion naira Lagos State budget, the largest in the state's history. We will examine how the state plans to generate 3.993 trillion naira in revenue, close to a 243 billion naira deficit, deploy over 2.1 trillion naira in capital projects, and fund essential recurrent needs, including personnel, overheads, and debt servicing. We'll also break down the sectoral allocations that place billions into education, health, economic affairs, housing, the environment, public safety, general public service, culture, and social protection. This morning, Honorable Okwe George will help us understand not just the numbers, but the strategy behind them, the impact on everyday life, and how Lagos intends to sustain its position as Nigeria's economic powerhouse. Welcome to the show, Honorable.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good morning. And for our viewers, you can join the conversation on 0201-635-2013 or 0902-416-3440. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YOURVIEW. Honorable, you're welcome again to the show. So we saw this huge budget and everybody's like, wow, what's happening here? Well, can you tell us what guided the size of the budget and then highlight some of the key sectors where these funds will be allocated?
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you again for having me. So for us, the budget, as you know, is called the budget of shared prosperity. And for us, it tries to signal focus on inclusive growth and equitable service for our people. So the budget is anchored on 4 pillars. One is effective governance and public order. We're looking at strengthening our institutions, security, our e-governance, and effective public service. Another one very important is modern infrastructure. So we're not just building roads or rail, but we're trying to integrate our transport system, our power, our water, and our digital infrastructure to ensure that we're a thriving economy. Also, human capital is not left behind. We're expanding access to quality education, improved healthcare, and strengthening our social services and social protection. Also very important is a thriving competitive economy and support for MSMEs. We're in December now. We all know Lagos is now a destination in December for tourism. We just successfully hosted the E1 boat race, the first of its kind in Africa. So there's a lot going on, and what we've tried to do is to ensure that this budget speaks to that and ensures that it takes Lagos to the next step in our growth trajectory.
Okay, Honorable.
So,
I would like to
yes.
ask how this new budget would improve the daily lives of ordinary Nigerians. I know you've mentioned a few things. Lagosians, rather. You've mentioned a few things, but I'd like you to give us details of how you think it would affect Lagosians positively.
Okay, so the budget is 4.237 trillion. As you said, the largest in the state's history. It's roughly about 25% higher than what we had last year. And to put it in context, so it's roughly about the size of the budget of the country in 2011. For Nigeria's budget was about 4.2 thereabouts in 2011. So it's roughly that size. So it's a huge budget. The allocations, sectoral allocations reflect these priorities. For example, we have economic affairs, which gets about 1.37 trillion. We have health, which gets about 338 billion. Public order and safety, education, social protection. But to your question on how it speaks to how it would affect Lagosians. So what we do when we're having a budget sit down, we have consultative forums. So we go around all the village divisions of the state. We listen to people, we hear what they have to say, we hear what they want to have in the budget, and we go back and start to put it into the budget. So for us, that's what forms the basis of our budget. So we ensure that, and we're also accountable, because every year when we go out and have these consultative forums, we then have to go back the following year to give an account of what has happened. So when we had the one for this year, we had to go back, and they'll take you up on it. They'll ask you, look, what happened to these projects? What has happened? And you have to give an account. So this has helped us in terms of how we prepare our budget. So we know that we're listening to what the citizens want, because what they want in one division and what they need in one division is different from what they require in another division. So it's an inclusive budget, and we hope that once we go back and we put it in, our citizens start to see the effects in their various areas.
All right, Honorable. So one concern as a Lagosian, one concern that many Lagosians have is the traffic, the roads. The roads make sense in some parts of Lagos, and then you go to some other parts of Lagos and you're wondering, are you still in Lagos? So my one key question I want to ask is, how is the road network traffic challenge being put into consideration with the budget? What should Lagosians be expecting?
Yeah, so in Lagos, everyone's a Lagosian. Everyone comes to Lagos. We have people coming to Lagos. People stay in Lagos. So we have a huge population in Lagos. We have the smallest landmass, but we have the one of the highest numbers of people in the state. So we have to cater for everyone, and we ensure that so this has effects obviously on our transportation system, on our waste management and all whatnot. But having said that, it's something that we're very aware of and key. We know that we're not just simply constructing infrastructure to create fully connected, efficient system. We're also looking at ensuring how it impacts with the residents and Lagosians. So you would see that almost immediately, that we're going to ramp up on our road maintenance, improve traffic management. It's something that we started doing, and we're ramping up now towards the end of the year, because we know we're going to have an influx of people coming in to visit the state. So there's a lot more attention being put into ensuring that there's a lot more maintenance for roads. There's a lot more traffic and last mile officials out on the street to help divert and ensure that congestion is looked at. So it's a continuous process. And one of the things the new budgets will speak to is to ensure that we can ramp up on that process and look at completing infrastructural projects which we've started, and ensuring that we can continuously give back and continuously ensure that we start to sort of ease the traffic situation and the situation in the states. So we also spoke about ensuring that there's connectivity. You have the rail. Once you get off the rail, you can then get on the bus, and you can get on the last mile transport to get to your destination. So it's all connected, and it's something that we're looking at holistically.
Okay, so when we hear the size of the budget, we think plenty money done the ground, 4.2 trillion. So how does this, what plans does Lagos State have to reduce the cost of living for families living in Lagos with this?
Okay, so we understand economic pressures on families, and we know that this budget. One of the things we've done with this, and if you look at our budgeting cycle over the last couple of years, there's been a continuous, consistent effort to ensure that we've ramped up our social protection. So every year we've moved our social protection up, graduated it in a manner that shows that we've paid more attention to our citizens. We also know that there's a lot of spending in the economy. We know the inflation, the rate of inflation, which we must also say that we now have a lot more stability in the system. The exchange rate is a lot more stable. Food inflation is trending. Inflation is trending down. So it's all positive. So for us, we've been able to focus on that, and we're able to say, look, we need to ensure that this budget speaks to that, and this budget continuously helps our citizens as a state, and ensures that we can continuously look after them, and ensure that we can continuously provide for them in housing, in healthcare, in the environment, and ensure that just to make things a lot easier for our citizens to sort of live in Lagos.
Okay, no, before you go ahead, Honorable and our viewers, we would like to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue looking at this budget. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Now hope
they carry us.
Even when wahala they choke, we stand gidigba.
Hope they waka with us for downfall.
They gist with us for buka.
No matter the gbege, our spirit in no fit scatter.
Hope now that pikin where they read ABCD
and still get ogbonge dream for hearts.
Hope now the mama where they fry akara, we see the reason say
tomorrow go soft for her.
Naija,
your freedom na promise.
Say hope go always come, no matter wetin happen.
In 3, 2, 1, we are live.
Welcome to E-Splash. I'm on the black carpet, and of course, it's Jubril of Lagos.
Well, that's it on Socialville.
When I say, I dare fool.
You already have Destiny Alpha.
I know that.
Then we know
I go shoot out for you.
You already know, guys. E-Splash can be the best of entertainment, the best of energy, best of everything you need to get your day going.
It's E-Splash every weekday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on TVC Entertainment.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We Cash, the game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen, and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Keeping hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silenced.
even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that refuses to fade.
And the white that dares to shine.
Hope is not a stranger here.
It lives in our markets,
our music, and our streets.
Every dawn in Nigeria is proof that tomorrow is still worth fighting for.
Hope is a child in the classroom, eyes wide, with dreams bigger than walls.
Hope is the farmer planting seeds in faith, believing in rain and harvest.
Hope is the youth unafraid to rise, rewriting the story of our tomorrow.
Hope is us, millions of voices
refusing to give up on the promise of this land.
Nigeria, our independence is not just history.
It is.
Thank you for staying with us. We still have with us Honorable Okwe George, Commissioner Budget and Economic Planning, Lagos State. BC, you are going to ask him a question.
So I wanted to ask how the government would make sure that rural and riverine communities are not left behind in this particular budget, because we see a lot of the places and we feel that government needs to make more positive impact in those areas in Lagos State. Will this budget cover them this time around?
Okay, yes. So I think just by the nature of the what the budget is called, budget of shared, principle of shared prosperity. So, it means that our development agenda is inclusive and equitable. There's targeted funding for infrastructure that connects these communities through feeder roads, jetties, water transportation. Just even within our 2025 budget, one of the things we did was we looked at how we could sort of, for teachers, we in Tescom looked at how we could sort of cater for teachers in riverine areas and all whatnot. So, this will help our residents come together. Rural electrification is being looked at, it's being scaled up as well in these areas. So the budget has specific provisions to ensure that development reaches every corner of the state, and it's not just about the urban sectors.
Okay, sir. What is being, because this morning we took the Commissioner for Environment on in the newspapers, and I would like to know what is being done to improve waste management and keep Lagos cleaner, and the state of the environment generally. How does this budget cover it?
Okay, so I listened when you were speaking to the Commissioner of Environment. So for us, a clean environment is non-negotiable, and it's critical for well-being of our citizens, as we all know. So we've invested over 236 billion allocation to the environment sector. So in that, we've looked at the fact that we will empower Loma with more resources to manage waste a lot efficiently. Our goal is for a cleaner and healthier and more resilient Lagos. So we also know that it's something that has a knock-on effect, obviously, with health and other things as well. So we're very conscious of the fact, and the state has been very, very intentional to ensure that we focus on that. So you'll find that a substantive amount of resources has been allocated to the environment, and we'll continue to continuously ramp that up. So even for the end of the year, there's going to be a major push for the end of the year, because as I said earlier, we spoke about the fact that we know December is always a very busy period for us in the state with the influx of people coming into the state. So that is also being looked at, and going into next year as well, you would find that it's being well catered for.
Okay, I have a question about the sort of the fiscal implementation. So there's this data that we always get from the federal budget about how well it's been implemented. Like, they've only been able to implement it 50%, they've only been able to do 30%. In the current budget that was still used in 2025, how well has it been implemented? How well was it funded?
So for us in Lagos, we've been, if you look at our trajectory over the last couple of years, we normally tend to do minimum of 80% of our budget in terms of how our budget performs. Okay. So 2025, as of September, end of September numbers, we're trending at about 81% of our budget performance. Which we believe that before we close of the year, once we have our final books, it will be much higher. So for us, we've always managed to do that, and it's a continuous process. So we're also optimistic that for our 2026 numbers, we'll be able to sort of keep those numbers around the same in terms of being able to have a minimum of over 80% budget performance. So for us in the state, it's something that has always been a benchmark, and we always try to continue in that trajectory.
Okay, going back to this very big budget, how does this budget, how would it improve access to quality healthcare across the state?
Okay, so for us, as with the environment, healthcare is also very, very important as well. So I believe that 2026 budget allocates close to 338 billion to healthcare. So we recently had a law that's just passed a specialized medical institution, Lagos State University of Medicine and Health Sciences. So that's also aimed at expanding opportunities for healthcare professionals within the state, and also discouraging the brain drain syndrome, which we have where people sort of live. So dedicated institution would help produce more healthcare professionals locally. So for 2026, we found that funding is part of our broader human-centered Lagos pillar, where we're looking at ensuring that access to quality healthcare is very important. So we're also looking, one of the key things for 2026 budget is that we're looking at completing projects and healthcare projects in the healthcare space as well. So like 280 general bed hospital in Ojo, the Massey Street Children's Hospital as well, construction of the psychiatric hospital in Ketwe Jimmy, and the new Sanwo-Olu General Hospital. So those are projects that we're hoping that obviously we paid critical attention to in the 2026 budget provisions, and we want to push that to completion for 2026 as well.
Okay, let's look at small businesses and young entrepreneurs. How do you think this budget would help them do better in the coming year?
Okay, so for us in Lagos, Lagos is the fintech startup capital of Africa, and it ranks amongst one of the top top cities in the world when it comes to fintech and all that. So for us, you know, we were very, very intentional in terms of trying to sort of support IMSMEs and ensuring that agribusiness it thrives, manufacturing and the creative sector as well. And we talked about tourism. You know, Lagos is fast becoming a tourism destination and tourism spot. So, you know, expanding these sectors helps us broaden the state's revenue base, you know, by also formalizing parts of the informal sector and ensuring that, you know, we can generate new jobs, and ensuring that also we're reducing reliance on just the large companies and formal employment. So in Lagos, we're hoping to attract a lot more enterprises. We're hoping to encourage innovation and expand a number of revenue generating entities across the state. So for us, it's a very, very key sector. And, you know, we have the Lateef Jakonde Leadership Academy in Lagos, where, you know, every year we have cohorts that come in. So the governor and the states are very, very intentional about ensuring that the development of the youth are is very key. In our Themes Plus agenda, the plus signals that inclusion of the youth and the fact that no one's left behind. So it's an intentional effort. So I think for us also, you see that 2026 budget will touch on this as well.
Where is the money coming from, sir?
Yes, final.
You know, because they are going to squeeze Nigerians from the federal. There's plenty taxing.
No.
So we're asking, is Lagos planning to also squeeze Lagosians for taxes? Where is the money coming from?
No. So we're not planning to squeeze anyone. We're not planning to. So you see, I think for us in Lagos, we've also been fortunate in the sense that you know, we've had a consistent growth and we've had a consistent plan. So we didn't wake up overnight and decide that we wanted to have a 4.2 trillion naira budget. No, it's all based on planning and all based on successive past governments and ensuring that we've seen a trajectory and we've seen a growth. So for us, last year, for instance, we in terms of our IGR performed quite well. We're able to meet our targets. Also, our IGR this year is looking good. For next year, our projections are also looking quite good. And then the state has been very intentional, and the government has been intentional. We have a special advisor of taxation and revenue, whose main job is to sort of look at that and sort of guide that process. We have a very, very professional LRS system in Lagos. So you find that it's a professional body that has been consistently built over the last couple of years. So in terms of our IGR, in terms of us being able to generate revenue, we've been very, very lucky and very blessed in the past to ensure that the professionalism has been there, and we've charted our growth systematically. So in terms of our IGR and being able to sort of fund the budget for 2026, we're also very optimistic that we'll be able to do it with our IGR, and also we'll also be able to sort of do it with our books have been well maintained, are well scrutinized, and you know, for us, I think it's a plan. We also don't overburden ourselves. All our sustainability levels are well within the right parameters. So we're very optimistic. We're not looking at overburdening any of our citizens come 2026 to fund the budget. We believe that we can fund it with already a lot more investment in technology, a lot more investment in ensuring that we can sort of identify a lot more areas where revenues can be generated.
So, Commissioner, if we were to say 3 words, you know, from this budget, what are the 3 words you'd like to give to Lagosians that sort of, you know, encapsulates the budget for 2026?
I think one of the things you probably hear, you probably heard Mr. Governor say, and you hear a while is, you know, we always say this is Lagos, you know, so you say this is Lagos. We're very, very optimistic, and you know, this is called the budget of shared prosperity. So I think it's a budget for us and for you and for everybody, you know, and we're very, very optimistic, and we hope that come the end of this time next year, you know, when
looks like we've lost. Okay. We've actually even come to the end of the show. So thank you, Honorable Okwe George. That was the Commissioner. Budget and Budget Planning, Economic and Budget Planning, Lagos State. And thank you, ladies, for such a wonderful show. And I'm sure Lagosians are better informed, you know, what the numbers mean and what the strategy is behind the budget for today. Join us tomorrow for another show.